Hi Steve. Welcome to what's probably the last Maltego CaseFile video of the year, and almost definitely the last video that we'll have at this office as we're moving to Cape Town at the end of the year. For this video we just want to go over the new release of CaseFile 2.0, which has got a lot of new updates. So basically we've got the base of Tungsten now updated into CaseFile. So we've got all the new features, bug fixes, and the things that you would have seen in Tungsten now available in CaseFile. Predominantly the one that we're going to look at today is the collaboration feature. So this basically allows multiple analysts or multiple people on an investigation to work together in a shared graph across the application, so they can be using either CaseFile or Maltego, either the commercial or the community edition, and they can start sharing their information that they've found. So I'm just going to open up the new CaseFile here. So there's CaseFile. You see there's a new splash screen, and the application itself has a lot of the features of Tungsten that you would have seen before. So that's just starting up. And here you'll see that there's a couple of new icons. So the one that we're going to look at is the one just next to the new graph, and that says Share Graph. And when you click on that, you'll have the ability to now start a collaborative session. All collaborative sessions are encrypted on a message layer, and they're done with a password that you can set, so in this case a security key. So the two primary things you need for a collaborative session are the session name. In this case I've got something called demo time, and a security key. In this case my security key is a super secret key. Then of course you have a user alias, so that's when I'm interacting with other people within the graph space. So if I go to the server tab, you'll see that there's three different options. I can either use the public Perturba server, so that's the one that we have on the internet. You can use that freely. I can use the Perturba private server, which is where you can purchase a specialized communication server from us to run internally in your networks, and none of the communication is outside. Or you can set up your own XMPP server and connect to that. So we're using XMPP or Jabber as our protocol, and that's how all the communication will happen. Then the last tab is just encryption. By default, we're using AES 128-bit, and you can enable 256 as well. In this case, I'll just leave it as 128. So I'm going to start this session with demo time, a super secret key, and my alias is Andrew McPherson. When I click connect, you'll see it's now joining the international server on the internet, so that's bark.perturba.com. It's authenticating as a random user, and then I will start, the whole application will come to life now when it joins the chat room, waiting for history. So there it's joined, and here I'll see on the right, I can see that there's already a user in here, RT Home, using Maltego Tungsten 342, and of course myself using Maltego CaseFile. So there's the different applications coming into that. I'm going to ask Rulof, who's sitting opposite me, just to join, so same details that I used. We're on the public server, our channel is demo time, and our encryption key is a super secret key. So you would have seen when I joined that it authenticated as a random user, and that's because both our public server and the one that you can purchase from us for inside your network has anonymous user creation. There Rulof has joined, and he's typed woot chatting because he's in the chat window, and I can type IRT. So we have basic chat, and now what I can do is I can say, okay, well, Rulof's going to share some information with me. So there he's added a person to the graph, he's changed the name. Obviously I'm not touching the keyboard now, he's just sharing that with me from his side. And there he's added two individuals, right? So now I can go and look and say, okay, well, I've got some information on these two, so I can of course add that to the graph. So I've got a location here, and I can just link these two up. So I'm in CaseFile, so I can't run any transforms, but of course Rulof could if he wanted to, and I'd be able to see the results of those. Okay, so there I've got a nice collaborative session with him. It's probably a very basic example just to illustrate how it works. The way that we really see it happening would be that someone has been working on a graph for an extended time, they've built it up, and now they want to share particular segments either with the same group or another group, and just parts of it. So for this example, I'm just going to use our sample graph here, and you'll see that that's just the connection between Perturba and pink matter. And I'm going to say, okay, I want to share some of this with Rulof, so I'm just going to take the Perturba section, I'm going to copy that, go into our shared graph, delete that, and then I'm going to paste that back in here. And now that'll of course be on Rulof's side. Because Rulof is using Tungsten, I can now ask him to say, okay, well, I want you to look at something, say this domain here, and I want him to run some transforms on that. Of course, because the graph is might be a little bit large, there's no real easy way for me to just show him just by saying it. So one of the nice things that we've got is if I select an entity or a number of entities, I can go over here and I can hover over this and I can say send selection as chat message. So now instead of just a normal chat message, you'll see that it's a link. And when Roelof clicks on that link, the same as if I do it here, it'll zoom and highlight to that entity. So now I can run some transforms on that, say the DNS transforms if I was interested in that. And here you can see them running. And then when he gets the results, they'll now appear back on my graph. So of course that could be a little bit confusing in a large graph because now I don't know where the results are. So again, Roelof can go from his side and he can share those back with me. So he says, okay, there's 4 entities. When I click on them, I can now see the results of his transforms. And of course, we can do bookmarking and notes and everything else that comes along with Tungsten and CaseFile now. So Maltego CaseFile is now available on our website. So you can just go there and download it, update to the latest, and you'll have all of the functionality that we have within Tungsten and that we've showed today.